Global leaders recently came together in Seoul during World Summit 2022 for peace on the Korean Peninsula, an annual summit calling for an end to the Cold War's last remaining division and the reunification of the Korean Peninsula.
존경하는 지도자 여러분, 한 방울의 물들이 모여 대를 이루듯 이러한 평화와 통일의 여정들을 통해 그동안 인연된 수많은 정상급 지도자들을 모시고 오늘부터 2월 14일까지 한반도 평화 서밋을 개최하게 되었습니다.
The summit's host, Universal Peace Federation co-founder Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon and co-chairs Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Sen and former United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon joined some 85 world leaders representing more than 70 nations who addressed millions of people participating virtually throughout the world.
나와 하나 되는 남과 북이 형제가 되는 자리에서 세계 평화, 통일이 우리 시대에 당대에 이루어질 수 있습니다.
The in-person summit ran from February 11th to the 13th following COVID-19 pandemic guidelines. Using groundbreaking, state-of-the-art virtual technology, the program aired from 3,500 media outlets worldwide, with leaders engaging 157 countries with diplomatic ties to North and South Korea.
What we learned through this challenging time in my country and around the planet is that there's nothing that's impossible when nations work together for the common good. That said, the dream of a united Korea is possible.
Peace on Korean Peninsula has a symbolic meaning for all of us because Cold War divided East Germany, West Germany, South Yemen, North Yemen, South Vietnam, North Vietnam. All the other nations reunited again. Today we have one Germany, one Yemen, one Vietnam. But Cold War is continuing only on Korean Peninsula. It is now time for a new era on Korean Peninsula.
We are all for peace. The question is, what are we prepared to do in order to make it possible?
Many world leaders spoke to their own nation's history of peace building, including Senegal President Macky Sall, who is chairman of the African Union.
Elle ne s'offre pas comme une évidence par elle-même. Elle se cultive dans le jardin du courage, de la confiance et du dialogue.
There is much stronger power than defense and diplomatic power. That is human relationship. We could call this sort of human relationships as peace power. Let's push forward with this peace power.
Speakers highlighted challenges to peace like resistance to denuclearization, foreign troops in South Korea, strained relations in the Asia-Pacific region, and core Korean differences in leadership and values.
The human race will move forward to safety, to prosperity, and to freedom only if good people take the time, show the courage, and get involved.
The first summit with Kim Jong-un in June 2018 appeared to build on the sense of goodwill that negotiations between the South and North had achieved. But words are one thing, real progress is quite another.
Summit speakers offered a range of solutions, including the encouragement of new friendships with the North Korean people through trade, tourism, and cultural exchanges.
Probably the next most exciting country in the world is going to be Korea. When we open the 38th parallel, there's going to be enormous change and excitement here.
I especially want to thank Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon for her outstanding commitment to the cause of peace. Please join me in working, striving, and praying for a Korea that is safe, prosperous, flourishing, united, and finally at peace.
We need collectively, all of us, to come together to champion the human rights of the people in North Korea. And you know what? We can do that peacefully, using every diplomatic channel available. A unified Korea would show the world that anything is possible.
The summit, spearheaded by Dr. Moon and her late husband Reverend Sun Myung-moon's vision of reunifying their homeland, has drawn the support of key leaders throughout the world and virtual audiences participating in numerous countries. The summit also featured the Sunhawk Peace Prize ceremony, which honored Dane Professor Sarah Gilbert of Oxford University and Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, as the 2022 laureates for their contributions during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I had the great privilege to work with many experts to make the vaccine widely available as fast as we could. It is now in use in at least 170 countries, and over 2.5 billion doses have been produced. We must increase the number of manufacturing facilities around the world as part of ensuring a more equitable supply of vaccines in the future.
Making the world better for future generations is a shared goal, and I'd like to commend Dr. Hak Ja Moon for your tireless work turning this ambition into a reality.
Cambodia Prime Minister Hun Sen received the Founders Award for his support and leadership in promoting peace in Southeast Asia. He said North and South Korea need to swiftly conclude a peace treaty, noting his country's own history of division that ended 20 years ago thanks to what he called the best choice of dialogue, stating, "We cannot choose war to end war." Dr. Moon launched the Sunhawk Peace Prize in 2013 to honor the legacy of her husband. The biennial award recognizes laureates for their extraordinary service to global peace in sustainable human development, conflict resolution, or ecological conservation. Political, civic, and faith leaders all expressed their support of Dr. Moon and UPF's dedicated efforts toward reunifying the Korean Peninsula.
I commend Dr. Hak Ja Moon, the founder of UPF, and her team for their continuous advocacy for sustainable peace in the world.
The work of the UPF is quite meaningful because through this robust platform, we can lay the initial groundwork that allows the path to peace.
Leaders convened the final day, sharing more global encouragement, advice, and prayers for the advancement of peace and unity on the peninsula and throughout the world.
We know that true peace can only fully be achieved with faith. And I pray that our efforts will have great achievement and we will see the reunification as one Korean people.
Lo que para nosotros parece un imposible, para Dios es posible. La oración sigue siendo el mejor arma que tenemos para que vuelva la paz entre las Coreas, en todo el mundo.
Leaders emphasized the importance of international cooperation and focusing on God to usher in a new era of peace. World Summit 2022 concluded with a virtual 1 million person rally for peace, with 12 simultaneous live rally events happening throughout South Korea, which streamed to the world, ensuring Korea's voting public knows the international community is behind them. The 2022 South Korea presidential election on March 9th is expected to be the tightest race in 20 years. You can learn more and get involved with World Summit 2022 by registering online.